we learned nothing in the Saints-Chargers game. Nothing. We learned that the Saints are going to go 6-10, I suspect. They'll be about a 500 team the rest of the way. And the Chargers are just the Chargers. It was great. First of all, the Chargers seem to have been victimized, but I actually kind of didn't even disagree with any of those calls. But only, Michael is putting his hands on his head, but Mike, go over there, would you?
He's going to screw up his hair if he puts his hands on his head.
Where am I talking?
Just into Ricky.
Okay.
So here's the mic.
Hi. Hi, Ricky.
Hi.
So the Chargers at one point, I believe last night, had 3rd and 37 after 3 penalties on 3 plays. One of the things I truly hate about the NFL, which makes it, to me, unwatchable in brief moments.
Pass interference?
Is then it's 3rd and 37, and then a Saint got called for hands to the face, and it's an automatic first down. It's really
penalty,
a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Maddening, maddening. Nonetheless, the penalties on 3 straight plays, which were I think 2 holds and an offensive pass interference, had put them in that situation. And you thought the referees had it influenced.
2 of those penalties were ridiculous. I thought that Antonio. Listen, the referees have a tough job. At that point in that game, I thought that those calls were really, really questionable. And I think you do have to have an appreciation. I think that knowing how I watch hockey, the refs sort of tend to set a tone for the game. You know what they're calling, when they're calling. It's about consistency. And then when games are close or it's late in the game, they let things go a little bit that they wouldn't let go earlier. I think, forgetting the hockey, I don't think Antonio Gates, I don't think that was offensive pass.
That's really weird. We saw the same thing. It was unquestionably pass interference. I agree, so I don't agree with you on the second point. I totally agree with you on the first point. That there comes a point late in the game where you want to let guys play a little bit more. That's got to happen because it's incredibly frustrating as a viewer, as a fan, I'm sure to a player, to have big plays dictated by a penalty one way or the other. But the way we think of it also, then of course, if you don't call the penalty, you're. But I
true. If you don't call a penalty that's blatant, but no, I don't think I think all but one of these were blatant. I think the call on the Saints was not really. First of all, whether it was hands to the face or not, I agree with you 100%. You can't just get a first down for that. But I think I think it was really bad refereeing at the end of the game, both thematically and specifically.
The thing that I always feel like, hold on, stay there for 1 sec, just so we don't get stuck. What I always think though is that pass interference is done a grave injustice by instant replay. Nothing looks bad at that speed frequently, whereas running down the field and putting, as Gates did, his hand on his shoulder and causing the defender, I can't remember who it was, to start to fall down. At full speed, if you give a guy a tiny little shove when you're running together, you'll create 2.5 yards of space.
Agreed. So, I don't think he did that, though. I mean,
he definitely put his hand on the shoulder. He definitely put his hand on the shoulder.
I don't think it was. I don't think he changed the trajectory of the defender.
From a television point of view, the defender fell down. He definitely changed it.
I don't think he had any. I'm saying I don't think he had. I think it was a bad call.
Roman Harper, right?
It may have been Roman Harper.
It may have been Harper, yeah. But we'll look at it off the air, and then Michael and I will settle this, and you'll never see it settled. But basically, I think from a television point of view, I would show interference also at full speed. This is a little tip because I really don't think you frequently, you see it all the time. It's usually on the defense, of course. You'll see guys, and you're like, oh, I don't see it. But if we're fighting for a ball in a pickup game, and I just grab your shirt a little and give it, I have my chances of catching the ball, well, not my chances, but someone else's chances of catching the ball go up enormously.
I think you're missing the biggest play of the game, though, when it was 24-14. And the Saints are back inside their own 15-yard line. An interception is returned for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah,
and they call it back with a helmet to Breeze's chin from Melvin Ingram, the rookie out of South Carolina. It was the biggest play of the game.
It was a huge play because instead of a touchdown and a 31-14 Saint lead, Charger lead, you'd think the game would have been over, except they wouldn't have been because it's the Chargers and they would have lost. But because Norv Turner is the coach of the team. We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, he did hit him. I mean, that was the right call in a league that protects quarterbacks. He led with the helmet. It wasn't vicious because his head didn't really snap back, but he hit him with the helmet. It's a penalty. So Norv Turner, finally we got some statistical confirmation of what we all believe. Norv Turner, we know he's a horrible football coach. Inexplicable. Can design plays, but everything somehow goes wrong. His record in one possession games, minimum 75 one possession games, 49, 67, and 1. Now 49, 68, and 1. The only guy with a worse record, Dick Vermeil.